There's nothing more dignified than a woman dressing modestly. I grew up in the south of France, not knowing anything at all about my Jewish roots.
Let me introduce you to Mia Adler. She grew up in the south of France with no idea she had Jewish roots until a chance discovery led her to Israel, observance, and creating a modest fashion brand of her very own. We talk about the concept of modesty, balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship, and our very different fashion journeys.
I wanted to be modest, but it took about 10 years because I didn't feel myself in modest clothing.
The Jamie before I was observant and modest dressing could not have been further from the Jamie that you see sitting in front of you here today. Okay, Mia Adler, we are so excited to have you on the Jamie Geller Show. You are here in H Studios, so it's our honor to host you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we have so much to talk about. We want to talk about modesty, motherhood, building a brand as a female entrepreneur, coming and living in Israel, living your best life, and all things in between.
Yes,
How's that
I'm
sound?
there.
Okay, great. You're here for it. Okay, so you live now in Jerusalem.
Yes,
And you are from the French Riviera.
I am.
It just sounds so fabulous. So like, how does this happen? You did not grow up living a Jewish life.
I discovered that my father was Jewish while I was on a trip. So I went to India, and so there I met basically a group of Israeli friends, so girlfriends. We became very, very friendly. We started to travel together. And while we were traveling, he basically told me, you must be Jewish. There's no way you're not Jewish. So I told them that my grandmother was wearing this khamsa on her neck. Throughout my whole childhood, I could remember her hugging me and seeing this khamsa here. So when I told them that, they were like completely sure that was it. I always had an admiration for Jews, like growing up.
Really?
I had Jewish friends, and I had been working with Jews, and the whole thing was just for me. I was admiring it. I thought I looked up to it. So when I discovered that about myself, I felt excited. I felt that I wanted to know more about it, and I wanted to incorporate it into my life.
I love that you expressed that you're excited about like discovering your Jewish connection. Oh,
I was.
It's beautiful.
My story is the story of assimilation. I have Jewish cousins, and they married non-Jews, so their children are not Jewish. So, it just loses its importance in one's life. When I realized I did everything I could to just come here for the first time on my birthday on 2024, and I came here, and for me it was the revelation.
And you had never been to Israel?
I've never been to Israel, and that was the moment for me. I was in awe with everything.
What did you feel? Did you feel something like right away when you landed?
Yeah, I felt something right away when I landed. I felt that something here was just my home, and something here, as much as I was a little bit all over the place because I was studying in Sydney, I was growing up in France. I had already traveled to England for a semester. I had already traveled to Italy, studying languages and business. So I had traveled in many countries, in many different countries. And when I arrived in Israel, that was it. I felt like this was what I was looking for this whole time. The first thing I did was to start looking for a conversion process. That was very important for me to start knowing about the process. So I found a place that was in Tel Aviv and accessible, and I could go. And it took a year. It was a really good year. It was a beautiful year. It was an amazing year. I loved it. I decided to come and live here. I was about 6 months after.
Okay.
After I finished my master's degree.
Okay.
And then I started looking into the Aliyah process, the conversion process. And while I was here, I did the Aliyah, which took literally 2 weeks.
That's faster than converting.
I was, again, completely shocked with receiving my Teudat Zehut. I was just
your identity
blown
card.
away. I wasn't sure if I did the right thing, because now I'm Israeli. That's it.
Yeah.
It's done. So my whole family, like I said, was not connected to it. So they were maybe like expecting for it to end, but it's been 11 years now. So,
Right. Right.
It's
Have they come around?
what's important for me is for my uncles and aunt, which are Jewish,
Yeah.
to bring a little bit of that to them. So I had this idea to bring them. They don't have tefillin. They don't have talit. They're Jews, but like abandoned Jews.
Yeah.
So I thought I want to bring them a talit. I want to bring them I brought them mezuzot, for example.
Did they put them up?
Whenever
great.
I do, they are super excited. That's the sweet parts of them, is that they don't know anything about it, but when they learn about it, they're excited and they love it and they feel it. So I see it in them. I see the same feeling I had when I discovered it, because it's part of our identity, and not knowing it is such a shame.
It's so beautiful that you can be the one to share some of these ideas with them. And certainly something like a mezuzah, which you put up, I actually just did a social post about this. It's not just something decorative.
Right.
It's, first of all, it has in there the Shema, which is the declaration of the oneness of God.
Right.
And it also serves as protection
Yeah.
for the home. It's like, who doesn't want to put up a little something that can give you protection for the home? So it's a great entry point to start.
Yeah, my father was pleased. He put it up right away. My husband did the prayer for him and the bracha, and it was great. Yeah, he loved it. It's just that I wish I could bring more of that to them into their life.
So beautiful. Okay, so you're here now. You're living this fabulous life. You're married. You have 2 children, and you have this fashion. Thank God, double thank God a million times. And you have this fashion brand. But tell me where this brand comes from.
So this brand comes from basically me, also my journey to Modesty, which wasn't an easy journey for me. From the point where I converted until now. Until about a year ago.
I have to say, I think
10 years.
Dressing modestly
10 years.
and behaving modestly. The word in Hebrew is tzniut, or tznius, as we say.
Yeah.
But it's not just dress, it's behavior. And I found, for me, living an observant lifestyle for over 25 years. And about that, I guess. So it's just crazy. And I'm still on the journey.
No, it's definitely for women. It's definitely something very particular to women, and I felt that I wanted to be modest, but it took about, like I said, 10 years, because I didn't feel myself in modest clothing. So that's where the brand comes about. I literally didn't find anything to wear. I didn't find anything I felt myself in.
What does being modest mean to you? And I better want to understand that, as well as what you felt when you said, I didn't feel modest. I didn't feel myself to be modest. So what does that mean?
That means I had some long skirts, for example, that I had bought, and tops that were according to the Jewish law, modest according to the Jewish law. But I just felt like, I just look religious. I don't look like Mia. I don't look myself. So,
like, what did Mia look like before? Like, how did she dress?
I think that throughout my
style?
Life, I had a more, let's say, put together, but also flattering. Like, I felt, jeans are flattering, for example. So once you go from like a flattering jeans and wear a skirt, you'll definitely feel different. So that was the thing. I wanted to have feminine clothing that are flattering in the way that I felt are flattering, but at the same time modest. And I found that I felt much more myself, actually, after I started wearing skirts and dressing modestly.
Really?
Yeah. So I felt much more myself. I felt much more like kind of a protection, almost. So yeah, the skirts part was difficult for me. I never wore skirts my entire life. I never wore like long skirts. It wasn't a part of me. So I had to make it a part of me.
Right. You have to like adopt something new.
Yes, I had to make it a part of me. I had to get used to the thought. And after I got used to the thought and after I got used to doing it, it was a bit of a limitation at the beginning. But now I feel like it's, again, it's a frame. Frames my life where I don't even look at other things. So it's easier. It's easier to dress. It's more pleasant to dress. It feels more natural as well. When I used to dress not modestly, you have all these different options.
Yeah.
And you feel that. Yeah, it's a freedom, but it's also a limitation that you don't know what to choose.
Right.
So now you have a frame. That's the frame that you have.
Right.
And I feel that way. I feel that way for myself. That it's a beautiful way of living. And at the same time, the brand is helping me to make it look exactly how I feel it should look.
Right.
I feel like modesty to me symbolizes royalty. And we are the children of God. We're the daughters of God.
Yeah.
So we are princesses and we need to dress accordingly.
I pray for that for my daughters and my future daughter-in-laws and my future granddaughters all the time. When I make challah almost every week, I put in special prayers, and I always, that my children should know. I pray for this for my sons as well, that we are the children of the King of all kings, not just a king, but the ultimate and the almighty. And knowing that, I really feel like the royal families exist on this earth to just help us have a sense of a vision of what that means. And I have to tell you, the Jamie before I was observant and modest dressing could not have been further from the Jamie that you see sitting in front of you here today. When I started to become observant, the first thing I did was just like cover myself up, because I love the idea behind not like putting everything on display,
right?
You know, and with that actually came a lot of weight gain. Like I realized like I kept myself looking a certain way when I was wearing certain clothing, and then once I sort of had the freedom, quote unquote, we'll use this word, I started hiding behind my clothing, and I wanted to like change my perspective, forget about everyone else's, on my body being so critical to my identity and my self-worth, that I covered everything up. And I also gained a lot of weight like in that process. And one day, like you said, I didn't feel Mia. I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, who is this person staring back at me? So it took me a long time to reconcile how to find the balance and the comfort and the beauty in my own body and in clothing that I was like, I don't want to say, there's the Yiddish word called frumpy.
Right.
It's kind of like old, schleppy, like I kind of was like wearing these like sort of big garbage bag type of clothing, you know? But that doesn't mean that
doesn't make you like more modest.
No, right. It
like
doesn't
hide, kind of
hiding, and it doesn't. That's not what modesty means.
Yeah.
So modesty, there's the letter of the law, which is so covering the knees or the elbows.
So that's the base.
Yes, but it really is all about, like you said, dignity and authenticity and being the children, and in our case for women, the daughters of the King of all kings. And I love that when I see you in your clothing, and when I looked at your website and I was like, yes. First of all, I feel like I could go to any royal function in that. So I should only get an invite. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I love dressing like that for life. And sometimes my kids will say to me, oh, you're like a little bit overdressed. I'm like, no, this is how I feel comfortable. Like, I love that feeling. And I love the feeling that your designs and style bring to the woman who wears them.
Thank you very much.
So how did you conceive of that? Because there's English influence, there's French influence.
So it's true that I do have quite a lot of British influence.
Yeah.
And some very good brands that I really like that are British. And I think that first of all, I'm really interested in history as well, in the way women used to dress, and this whole the way we evolved.
Yeah.
Is very interesting to me. So the British and the French were mostly like leading into the world of fashion. The French, even more than the British, but the French had this incredible fabrics and incredible whatever frills and details everywhere. And the British were more simple with very, very good fabrics as well.
And good tailoring.
Yeah, good tailoring. Exactly. So that's the point.
So that it's like all about that. How funny is what I was talking about before, like that vision of me like wearing these big sort of sacky kind of clothing. Tailoring, I feel like, makes the woman.
Tailoring
makes the man.
is very important. So I try to focus on pieces that are going to be timeless.
Yes.
And that are going to last for even passing it down to your daughters.
Each piece looked timeless and classic. Like, I've had it, or I want to have that, and I'm going to have it forever. Like just a version of something that makes sense in my closet.
I feel like these are pieces that I can always come back to, and I can count on them. I say I can count on them.
Yes, be there for me.
This is going to be for me. This is going to be there for me for whatever occasion I have, event I have, and the fabric is not going to move, and the cut's not going to move, and it's going to be there for you. And it's not necessarily everyday pieces, but they're pieces.
But you had some everyday pieces.
I do have as well.
Yeah.
As well. They have to be made of 100% cotton or linen, or I don't touch any polyester or anything like that, because to me, to me, also the fact that in Israel the weather is so harsh, and for example, everybody should wear linen. In my opinion, we should all be wearing linen all summer long.
It's fantastic.
The only fabric.
But what about the wrinkles? So, like, that's my only concern. It's like, actually, the body of this dress, more the I guess it's lined, so it's not wrinkling the same.
This is line and this is line.
Right, right.
But the wrinkles are part of the look.
I know. So I love marble. I love real marble. And that patina and the chips and the color, it's part of the look.
It's part of the look.
Yeah. What do we think, the royal we, that people misunderstand the most about modesty and modest dressing? And modesty in general?
I think that people have, I think it's a cliche of what a religious woman looks like. That's why I said before, I look religious and I don't look myself. There's a bit of a cliche of like a labeling of what religious women look like, and they just don't want to look like that, so they just avoid it. But at the same time, for me, being modest means having your own identity and having your own way of dressing, which is modest, but doesn't have to be the same as all of the other religious women, for example. So I feel like being modest is a frame that allows you to be dignified in the way you dress, but you can still have your own identity and your own style and your own personality, and share it and explore it throughout the way you dress, even as a modest woman. So I think that that's what people should more focus on. How can I be myself while dressing modestly? If they want to be modest, if they want to dress that way, then it should be the starting point. Because like you said before, trying to hide behind the clothes is not gonna last very long. It's not sustainable. I had that phase too, by the way. And it wasn't sustainable. It was just, okay, now I want to hide a little bit, because also maybe it's a counter effect of
it's the counterbalance of being overexposed. Until you sort of bounce back and find the middle, you sort of go to one extreme. That's exactly what happened to me.
I think so too. So people have to just go through their own journey and feel, if they feel that it's the right thing for them, find a way to make it themselves, find a way to make it their own. And there's nothing more dignified than a woman dressing modestly. Even though you could see her and she's dressed modestly, but no one's going to say, oh, she's dressing modestly or she's religious. She just dresses beautifully. I think that's the difference. That's what I want to bring with my brand.
So I think modesty, there's a saying that says, charity starts at home. Before you go out there and sort of volunteer for every organization, you got to do that in your own home.
That's very true.
So I think modesty starts in behavior first. It starts with your personality first. It starts before we even put the clothes on. It starts in the soul. And it's an idea behind Jewish wisdom. The whole idea of modest dressing first
Right.
comes from the dignified behavior.
Right.
So dignity comes from within.
I think it's even harder to behave in a dignified
There-
way than it is to dress in a dignified
No
way.
question. We can put the costume on
I think
any
so.
day and
Yeah.
all day.
You're right.
But that sense of dignity, which is, I love that that's what you're searching for in how you look, I think it comes from within. And that's why I said, to me, it's a lifelong journey, both the clothing
Yeah.
and the exercise of this character trait and this behavior.
Because
So a lot of things I changed when I decided to become more modest was also cursing. I mean,
Right.
cursing is so part
terrible.
of like just your everyday
Yeah.
vernacular.
Totally.
And
In the
it's-
movies.
yeah.
All
In the workplace, in business meetings, in the boardroom, in a
everything.
professional setting, in an educational
The
setting.
norm. It's the norm.
So I'm saying, so there are so many different little nuances in behavior. I am, you can tell, very bubbly, very outgoing, so I don't want to dim that at all. That is still so much my personality, but like, I still try. I work very hard to exude the excitement and that warmth and that energy, but like maybe just like down one octave. Like, so not the loudest person in the room, but I still want to give the energy of being the most embracing
Yourself.
people.
Yes.
You know, so I think it's always me trying to find that balance. And when I first started dressing modestly, so I covered my knees and I covered my elbows and I covered my collarbone. But when I finally got back to myself, after that stage of dressing in the sacks and hiding behind the clothes, I painted it on. I mean, when I tell you, I showed up for it was like a second or third date. Actually, the Knicks just won, as you know, if you follow anyway, like sports, the NBA championship. So my husband and I went to a Knicks game on a date. We lived in New York, and I was literally, the clothing was painted on. It's like 6-inch stiletto heels, like tight, like where I'm like, you can only walk like like an inch at a time. You know what I'm saying? It's
The
like
different-
teetering because
yeah.
there's barely any give at the bottom. It was like a pencil, and everything was closed, but everything was painted on. Because then I leaned back in trying to find my style. Still, I'm still today trying to find the items
The right balance.
that work. And something that I love about your collection, but that also has helped me as a busy working woman and mother, is dresses.
Yeah.
Dresses or sets. Okay. I do not have
Definitely.
time, not only not have physical time to
Separate.
match things, but also brain space. I make so many important decisions in the day as a mother and as a businesswoman
Yeah.
that, like, if I have to start now deciding what goes with what,
Yeah.
for some people that's a creative
Can't
outlet.
build an outfit
For me,
every
correct.
morning.
So I get dresses and I buy, if something fits me nicely, in 25 colors, whatever colors they have, I buy them all that will be
Very
complimentary
good.
on me, or sets. So I saw
Sets
that
are
that's
great too.
very much, you know.
Sets are great because they allow you to mix and match as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And you can still feel like you're not always wearing the same.
Right.
Like if you're always wearing dresses, then you feel
Yeah.
like sometimes you want to wear something else. But
Right.
sets are great because you can mix and match them with like the different colors
Yeah.
that you own. So
Yeah.
I totally understand.
I need like an easier lifestyle.
need-
So
you
you're a
need it.
mom,
Yeah.
you're a businesswoman.
Yeah.
The same, like, getting dressed could just not be, I have only so much room. My mom always says, like, parking spots in my brain for important decisions and
Yeah.
information. And I just can't, me
So many.
personally, can't spend it on, like, looking at that closet, which is full and we always go, I have nothing to wear, or figuring out what goes with what.
It's always good to also do like a refresh of your wardrobe every season to get the pieces that you're gonna like go towards the most
Right.
throughout the whole season. You find a good uniform, I call that.
I
You find a good
Love
uniform.
the uniform. Yes. I love the
And then
uniform.
once you have it and you feel good in it, you
Yeah.
can repeat it in different colors. You
Right.
can repeat it in different, the fit you like and
Yes.
the cut that you like, and repeat it in different colors.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a button-down shirt, if it's a skirt which has a specific kind of volume,
Yeah.
that's the uniform. You like that, going with that, so then you can
Yes.
repeat it again
Yes.
in different colors or shapes.
I love how you said that. It's what I've been doing subconsciously, but I never thought about it. But that's what I do. I go like around
You look
once
for
or
your
twice a year,
uniform.
and I look for my uniform, and I'm like, great, every single color. And then what I inevitably do, because black is my favorite, I'll get 2 in black, and then if I'm feeling wild and crazy, 2 in navy blue also, because that's like where I feel most comfortable. And then the other colors I get like as
Yeah.
accents.
Yeah. Well, yeah, black is great, but it's
We had this
not
conversation
for
often.
me.
You first used it. You didn't use the word chic. What do you use? Sharp?
Sharp.
It's
Yeah,
sharp.
I
That's
feel
what
I feel like black makes you look sharp.
Yeah.
Although it's very formal, and sometimes I feel like a light color can make you look
Softer, more
more
feminine.
approachable.
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 That is what Shifra is off camera right now. She's going to say exactly what she says. She's like, black has been my uniform since I'm a baby. I think my mom dressed me in black. Black is her favorite color. This is inherited, all right? We're generations right now.
So
And then when I even went for my bridal registry, like to pick out the food processor, I picked out black because black is a slimming color. So also for my food processor. So then when I came here and like we started the Jamie Geller show, and she's like, like you're so warm and you're so bubbly and you're so approachable in person and you always wear black.
maybe that's the contrast that you
Standoffish.
need.
Maybe it works for me. Shifra. I'm not going to convince her, but we talk about it every single day. But it's nice to expand a little bit.
It's good to find a color that you feel comfortable in. Even it will be your black. You know what I mean?
Yes. I have a friend.
A color that you like that you will feel as if you were in black, but it's not black.
I have a friend, she wears hot pink. That's her black. And
Yeah,
everywhere you, and by the way,
that.
when I see her, when I envisioned her, we were just going out for dinner and I was running a little bit late and she's like, okay, I'm waiting in the lobby. I'm here for you. I had a vision of her in hot pink. I'm like, I'll find, and there she was. She was in her hot pink. So, everyone's got that.
Yeah. It's also a color it's flashy and it's, people see you.
Right. That's why she wears it. She's building her brand around hot pink. She's got a great brand identity too and a very important job. So
nice.
Okay, I want to speak a little bit about the balance of motherhood, entrepreneurship, living an observant Jewish life. We spoke a lot about balance in so many different areas, but this I have found to be probably my greatest challenge.
Yes, I agree with that.
I know, and this is something that we'll be struggling with till the end of time.
I agree with that very much.
As working women.
And I feel like first of all, as women, so we are the nurturer of the home. So we are expected to nurture and take care of the children. And in my case, my husband is at work most of the day. So he works in finance and he's at work from very early in the morning until very late at night. So it's only me with the children in the evening, for example. And we basically try to keep the balance by having help, so as much as possible. And I try to do the things that I know I will be able to be in control and I'll be able to not lose my mind completely. So I have a frame with my daughter. She goes to GAN. My son doesn't go to GAN yet. He's 1 year old.
Yeah.
And I don't want to send him to GAN until he can walk.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather wait until he can walk, so I'm more comfortable to be in a setting with other children.
Yeah.
And my first pregnancy was in 2023, which was actually the time where I started the brand. So it was after my daughter's birth, that I started the brand.
Wow.
Because it did a big change in me to be pregnant and to be a mother and motherhood. Being married was great, but it didn't change me like inherently like being pregnant and being a mother did. Being pregnant.
My mother's saying, I have to share with you. She always says, people say, oh, a child was born, when you have that first.
Right.
She always says, a mother was born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is probably one of the largest, most significant shifts as a woman that you will feel. And I believe it's even much more so the marriage, as you just rightfully pointed out. You're right.
Right. So that was a big change for me. Since, pregnancies, your whole body changes.
Yeah.
Your entire identity switches to being a mother.
Yeah.
So that you're focused on. So you're very focused on your child, which is normal. And the same thing with the clothes. I felt like I need to make a big change. And that's also why I started the brand. Because I felt like even fabrics were, I couldn't wear anything. I had to wear only silk. Just my skin didn't accept any other.
I'm going to tell that to my husband, see what he says. I only accept silk and tiaras.
Very good
Yes.
starting point.
Yes.
So that was like
I'm a fast learner,
completely
a quick study. Yeah.
yeah.
But I know that feeling. You want to feel comfortable. You need to feel comfortable in your own skin, and you just need to feel like, I always say to my daughters, and things need to feel yummy on me. Like if they,
Yeah.
because I don't know, younger girls,
It's a good
they're
thing to
more
say.
willing to, like walk like this. And I'm like, the fabric doesn't look good. It looks itchy. It looks this, but they love it if they love how it looks, and they're totally
so
cool with it.
uncomfortable, and
But I'm
it
like,
shows.
I'm at a stage where I just want to be comfortable.
Right.
I can't
completely.
be my best self without
You
that.
have to feel comfortable in order to look
Yeah.
like
Right.
comfortable.
The same way you have to feel dignified within in order to look dignified. Like
It's
just
true.
the outfit is not going to do
The
it.
best feeling, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, motherhood just changed me completely. And my second child had a complication after the birth, and again, it was a complete change of. I think motherhood really shapes us, and we don't even pay attention to how much it changes us.
Yeah.
The balance. I will be frank, I don't think I've found it yet.
Yeah.
I'm much more focused on my children right now.
Yeah.
Since they're young,
Yeah.
1 year old and 3 years old. So the balance is more like more attention on them and a little bit less attention on the business at the moment. I work as many hours as I can. I keep what I'm thankful for is that I have a flow of creative flow, which never stops. So
That's amazing.
that's my
Right.
plus.
Yeah.
It feels like, to me, it feels like it's part of me. So I always have the desire to create more, and I always have the desire to produce and design more things that I feel will be aligned with my brand and what I believe. So that's one thing I'm very, very thankful for, is that even if I'm busy with my children as hell, I still find the time to sit down and make designs. So yeah, I just do it when I can, and I want to push it forward even more. I want to bring it to life even more. Just for now, it's a little bit by bit, and thank God I receive very positive feedback and very positive reactions. So it gives me a lot of motivation as well. And in any case, it will be like the designs I have in mind. They will come out because they have to. I feel that they have to be out, and I feel that they will help people. They will help women. For example, now I'm designing a swimsuit, a modest swimsuit.
Oh, fun.
Yes, because I haven't found any modest swimsuit that I could feel again myself with. So I am starting now a new project with that.
Okay, I'm very excited to see
Yes.
that. But everything,
Have a
I
great
just want to
design.
tell you, like everything in its time.
Yes.
There's a Hebrew saying, "B'sha'ah tovah." Everything at the right time.
Yes.
It's for having a baby. We actually, when a woman's pregnant, we don't say mazal tov. We say b'sha'ah tovah. At the right time, she should have the baby. Mazal tov comes after the baby. When you're buying a home, when you're getting married, and everything, like you said, like your kids are young now, and so more time on them, and the business in between, and everything in its time, and the designs will come. And I'm excited for the swimsuit line, and I'm excited to see what comes.
The swimsuit is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great thing for here, because people are at the pool or at the beach.
We love the beach here.
At the
We got lots of months to enjoy it in Israel.
And I haven't seen a modest swimsuit that I felt, oh wow, this is it. Like, because there's so many brands that do swimsuits.
There are a lot.
But no modest swimsuits.
Right. No, and there are some, but I'm excited to see what comes out of
I cannot
your
wait
more
to have it
royal style.
It's like a kind of a Grace Kelly kind of style.
Okay.
Beautiful. It's let's see how it comes out, but it's in production. It's in the making.
I am looking forward to it. In the oven, as we say. So what is your final message? It doesn't have to be final, by the way, because we can have you back on. We can, follow up this conversation a little bit on social. But what is your message to anyone out there who's been listening to us and still hanging on, who's struggling with modesty and modest dressing?
I think, first of all, to not feel guilty about it.
I love that.
To, like you say, everything comes in the right time. But when somebody, to not give up, to not lose hope, that's the first thing. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can
You
do
can
it.
do it.
Yeah, you have it in you. It's just you need to find how to practice it, let's say. What I did, which I think was a great way to start and kind of a easier way to start. First of all, I came to live in Jerusalem, and that was it. When I thought to myself, walking around the streets in Jerusalem, living here and not wearing skirts, I felt ashamed. So I said that was like my starting point. I said I'm gonna put my pants on the side and I'll not touch them and I'll just use the skirts.
And you're living here 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
very
this is how
like
it
in the beginning
started.
of your journey. Wow.
Very.
Wow.
So I just started with that and said, just putting it aside, there was no kind of no big commitment. Okay, that's it. From one day to the next, I'll be religious and modest and everything. I didn't do it all at once. I started with the skirts and then covering the hair. So the skirt was just like, okay, I'm doing a trial. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I just put aside the pants and start with the skirt. And I felt good with it. So I started buying more skirts and having more skirts at home. And I didn't even look at the pants anymore. I wasn't even interested anymore. So, I always had a little bit of an attachment to some of them because they were part of me. But that's it. It's completely gone now. And then the covering the hair was also something I felt very deeply from within. I felt like the hair was a part of me that shouldn't be shown for a little while already. And it took about a year for me to actually buy a wig and actually cover my hair.
What does your husband say about these changes? Because you're saying they're more recent and you've been married for many years.
He thought that was completely crazy.
Wow.
No, he thought that was a little bit too extreme to wear a wig. That all of a sudden you want to wear a wig.
Right.
You never wore a wig your entire life. And also I was very particular about my hair. I had the same kind of hair, but mine, which I was very what hairdresser, what this, what that, the products, everything was very, very particular. And all of a sudden to just not show your hair, have your hair covered was also a big thing. But I felt it in my heart that I was also studying a little bit of the halakha of sniyut. Yeah. And they were talking about the covering the hair, the kisur rosh, the this and that. And I just felt like this is the path. I want that. Just need to achieve it in practicality. I need to find a wig that looks good on me, which is not easy either. So
people think it's so much easier. You don't have to deal with bad hair days. It is much harder for sure.
Hair is part of you. It's so much more it makes you feel light and beautiful.
Yeah.
Just finding that
correct. I'm going to boil down my answer to 2 points, which you said, but I'm just going to clarify them. One is step by step for anyone out there who is considering growing in their spiritual journey or their journey of observance or considering to dress more modestly, small, tiny baby steps. And they even say, think of a small step and then cut that in half.
Yes.
So, and that's how we talk about lasting growth, as opposed to one day cold turkey. Maybe it's good for if you want to quit smoking cold turkey. That's how my mom did it. But, but when it comes to taking on, as we say, additional observances or practices, small, tiny steps.
Yeah, integrate it into your life, into yourself, into your lifestyle.
Yes.
Make it a part of you.
Yeah.
And then you can grow it.
And grow.
Much
Exactly.
more
You can
easily.
always grow. And by the way, you're not a failure if you take a step backwards. But what happens is psychologically we feel like that and then we want to throw out the baby with the bathwater.
And we don't want to do it all.
Right. So
Or
tiny, small steps. And then when that feels like a glove, like breathing, then you take the next
feels good.
one.
It needs to feel good.
Yeah.
It needs to feel good. It needs to feel elegant. It needs to feel
You need to feel you.
Yes. exactly. Even just wearing on Shabbat something modest.
I was gonna
help.
say that.
Yes.
I was gonna say like maybe if you've already
beautiful
are
dress.
like observing Sabbath in some way, or you're going to synagogue, or maybe just wear this
That's a
or
great
there,
start,
as
by the
opposed
way.
to every day. It's all different ideas about small, tiny steps.
Yeah.
The next thing I was going to say, and then you also said this, so I'm so glad you brought this up. Learning about why
Yes.
we do this.
Indeed.
I think when this is based on something beyond a fleeting moment of inspiration, because those moments of inspiration are just that
can
they're
help a
moments.
lot.
As quick as they came, they can go. And if you don't have a concrete foundation or basis
Yes.
for understanding why, and you just explain, I'm like, why did you just put on a wig? Like years into your marriage, you said you were
Yeah.
learning about the laws of modesty and the
Mhm.
laws of hair covering. So we have at Aish an amazing opportunity called Partners in Torah, where
It's
anyone
amazing.
can, on any topic you want. By the way, if these topics resonate or someone wants to learn about something else, they can literally just come and sign up for a free learning
This is
partner.
very important.
And I
to
feel
learn.
like small steps and learning.
Makes you have a purpose
Yeah.
to do it. It makes you
Yeah.
also kind of accompanied, less lonely in your journey.
Yes.
Not everybody has the chance to have parents or family
Yes.
who
Who are supportive.
who is supportive or
Even know what
knows
you're going
anything
through.
about it.
Correct. And you
Yeah.
spoke a lot about frameworks, and that's the supportive infrastructure
Yes.
and someone
It
holding your
helps a
hands.
lot.
It gives
really
so much
does.
strength. It allows you just, I would say, stand up a little straighter with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more power. And knowledge is power. So learning really helps you there too.
Learning really does.
Yeah.
I agree.
Amazing. So Mia,
Thank
this
you
is
so
everything I
much.
hoped and thought it would
Thank
be.
you so
Thank you so
much.
much for joining us here at H Studios on the Jamie Geller Show.
It was
And
such a pleasure.
thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you. I feel the same way about you. So now we have a new friendship that was born here,
Thank
and
you.
people are going to have comments. So hopefully you'll go into the comments
Of
and
course.
answer along with
pleasure.
me. Okay.
Thanks.
So everyone should please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you love this conversation, if you love what we discussed, if you have other ideas about what you want us to talk about, or if you have questions. So comment, and of course, like, subscribe, and share this episode. Thanks for watching the Jamie Geller Show, brought to you by H Studios.